Got ideas for a new business? Are you starting a new business or rebranding your current business and looking at getting new logos? Now, a couple of things to bear in mind is going to be your logo colors and its size. I'm going to show you a couple of things to bear in mind before you commit yourself to getting a graphic designer or yourself and then spending hundreds, maybe thousands on getting it implemented, and then finding out down the road you've actually broken the rules, maybe in far as the law's concerned on accessibility and stuff like that. So we'll move to the screen and I'll show you some examples. So I'm going to show you a couple of styles of logo. So if I pop onto Google, we'll just show. So these are anybody's. I'm just going to show. So these are Monogram logos. You know, the type of things if you go to a posh hotel and they give you the Italian robes and they've got the initials on and stuff like that. Those are generally known as Monogram logos. Or if you've got any posh nightgowns, you may have your own initials on there. Obviously, these ones are pretty famous, the Warner Brother ones. These are generally letters together. They're known as monograms. Again, there's countless. We're going to be concentrating on the three of the more popular ones. Then we have emblems. These are like crests back in the days, like shields and stuff like that. I think it actually mentions shields. So these ones, again, the problem with these nowadays is accessibility. When you get a logo designed now, you've got to think of accessibility. So somebody who's visually impaired. So you imagine something like this logo here, this text, which I'm the coffee shop logo, that text there, once your logo's really small, as it say as a social media icon, or one of these, if I click on that, these type of things, you'll see them. This is Adobe stock. They're quite small, but that's what it would look like potential on social media. The text there is very hard to read. Now, at the moment, there is no law that your logo, at the moment, that your logo needs to meet accessibility laws, but your website does need to meet that. So if you imagine your colors, so if you go with logos which is got really like a pale green and a pale yellow, which is fine, but if you're going to have a white background, those colors in your logo, you won't necessarily be able to have them as your design within the website, because the contrast ratio between the two colors wouldn't be high enough, so it wouldn't meet accessibility laws around various countries. So if you are getting a logo design, bear in mind contrast ratios and text, the sizes within your logo. The final one I'm going to cover is combination logos. These are the more popular ones. These are generally a graphic mark and text. So these, I mean, like the Jaguar, it's got an illustration there of the Jaguar and the word Jaguar Dropbox, illustration of a box and the word Dropbox. These ones are the most popular ones. Ours is like that. The other ones, as I was saying, the emblem ones, they're kind of like traditional ones. There has been a trend on hairdressers and stuff like that using them as well. But, as I said, you would have problems with accessibility. Oh, I can't even speak. Accessibility. So, you can imagine, I mean, I probably need glasses for this in fairness anyway, but that text there is very difficult to read. So you've got to imagine your logo, if you've got a physical premises, so if you've got a shop front, something, if you've got like a signature. Now we've done loads for beauticians and stuff like that. So if they're a beauty and it might be bridal hair by Steph or something like that, so it'll have the word bridal hair and then their name would be as a signature. Photographers tend to have their signature as part of the logo. Now that looks great on a small photo or on a business card or something like that, which is fine if that's all you're going to do. But if you're going to have a large premises and you're going to have your logos on the shop front, a signature doesn't necessarily look that brilliant 8 foot by 12 foot. So that's probably something worth bearing in mind as well. So if you are going to get something like that, try to get it mocked up visually of what it would look like on a shop front. But the key things is accessibility and how does it look like on different platforms. I'm going to show you the logo mocked up or put into different situations potentially, and you could see the different effects. Hi, I'm Michael Hill. By day, I run a design and marketing agency. On the evenings, I do videos like this. If you haven't already subscribed, tap the subscribe button now. I do videos on how to grow your business using all aspects of the internet. The goal is to make you more sales. That's ultimately why you want a website, and that's what we generally do. So all of those tips, what we pass on to our customers and stuff like that, that's what I do when we release videos. So a couple of things. The logo needs to be visible on a dark background. So hence I've done it light. So, and we've got a dark background. And obviously the same logo almost in reverse. So this is a dark on a light background. So, and it's been done as an alpha channel. So if the background wasn't there, if I remove that background, you will see it as a white here, but anything can be behind there. The reason for that is you want your logo to look good if it's on the top of a video. So you've probably seen it on the likes of the major TV channels. They'll have it at the top, like a little bug or something like that. So a lot of people, if they're doing their social media or their videos, they're actually watermarking with their logo on top. So you definitely want to make sure you get your logo as a see-through, and that's known as having it as an alpha channel. So logo, so it looks good on a dark background and also on a light background. So again, that would work with any colors. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is if your logo is wide, which is going to be great for letterheads on the top of your website, that's fine. But if it's deep, the top of your website is actually going to be pushed down. So a lot of people will have a really chunky logo or put some stuff that is not necessary in the logo, maybe like a tagline and stuff like that. Sometimes if you've got the space, great, but don't shoehorn a tagline in the logo, making it really deep. So then it's going to be on the top of your website, pushing everything quite far down. Or if you imagine if you've got a logo with loads of content in, loads of text, hence I've just showed you those other ones earlier, once it's scaled down, the text is going to be minute. So I'm going to show you what we've done to put these onto social media. So I wanted the logo, you've probably seen it on the likes of Twitter and Facebook and that. The space you have is actually a square. And it's worth having your logo done in different sizes, so it's long, wide, and as a square for social media. But also, if you're going to planning on doing some SEO, you want your logo on other sites. So things like directories like Yelp and stuff like that. Now they'll want the logo, but they might want the logo in a particular size. So if you can make sure you've got it as a long logo and you've got it as a chunky square, then so in this square, I'll show you how we've changed the orientation of it. So it would work better as a square logo. So as you see, we've got the rocket. We moved the rocket on top now opposed to the side, and we've got the wording immediately underneath it. So now we've got a wide logo, and now we've got a deep logo, more for social media and stuff like that. And also, if we were getting any merch done like a mug or something like that, that would fit on the front of a mug quite nicely, opposed to the one wrapping round. Now, we think it's all done, except for what we need to do is look what it would look like once we put the ring round it, because the social media isn't square. Now, if we put a round like that, now this is what would happen. As you can see, we're clipping the initial letters here, and the rocket's just okay in here, but we are losing some of the details and the wording. So the fix for the logo, so it works great on social media, is basically a square with some space around it. So if I bring the logo up on this illustration, and I'll also bring it up here. So what we want to do is just make sure you've got enough space going all around the content of your logo. So when I bring the circle in, you will see, if I bring this more into focus, so you'll see basically there is enough room. So when you normally upload your logo, it asks you 9% if you want to crop it or remove it or readjust it. So as long as you've got room to move left and right, up and down, then you should be able to have your logo perfectly centered without you losing anything. So worth just checking it how it looks like with a round ring around it, and that should be all your logo needs. You want to make sure your logo is accessible, both readable, so the text size and stuff like that, the color contrast ratio, so you've got enough colors between the lightest and darkest. Bear in mind that might be matching these same colors, your brand logo colors, on your website. Also, you want your logo as a nice long format, so wide, potentially, so it fits on the nicely on the top of websites and letterheads, and then the square, so you can use it on the likes of social media. If you have found this video helpful, do give us a thumbs up or star rating, depending which option you've got. I've got a video coming up to show you how you can optimize your logo so it fits an attachment as a signature on your email, so they receive it their end, depending which option they've got on their phone settings, be it light or dark mode, they will still see your logo perfectly presented. So don't forget to tap the subscribe button so you don't miss that video when it's released.